You have called me higher. You have called me deeper, and I'll go where you will lead me, Lord. You have called me higher. You have called me deeper, and I'll go where you will lead me, Lord. You have called me higher. You have called me deeper, and I'll go where you will lead me, Lord. You lead me, Lord. Breathe the air of heaven, where pain is gone, and mercy fills the streets. To look upon the one who bled to save me, and walk with him for all eternity. There will be a day when all will bow before him. There will be a day when death will be no more, standing face to face with he who died and rose again. Holy, holy is the Lord. And every prayer we prayed in desperation, the songs of faith we sang through doubt and fear. In the end, we'll see that it was worth it when he returns to wipe away our tears. There will be a day when all will bow before him. There will be a day when death will be no more, standing face to face with he who died and rose again. Holy, holy is the Lord. And on that day we join the resurrection and stand beside the heroes of the faith. With one voice, 1,000 generations sing, worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Forever he shall reign. So let it be today. We shout the hymn of heaven with angels and the saints. We raise a mighty roar. Glory to our God, who gave us life beyond the grave. Holy, holy is the Lord. So let it be today. We shout the hymn of heaven with angels and the saints. We raise a mighty roar. Glory to our God, who gave us life beyond the grave. Holy, holy is the Lord.
The Lighthouse Radio.
If you're lost, start your look back at the lighthouse to bring you back to the bright lighthouse.
Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before the Lord with joyful song. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before the Lord with joyful song. And know that he is God and we are his people.
Alright, isa pong mapagpalang umaga, mapagpalang gabi, mapagpalang hapon sa inyo pong lahat mga kapatid, mga kaibigan, and to our lighters out there. It's been 1 week, 2 weeks pala. Kasi na-skip yung isang week. Tama ba? Tama ba yung yung computation ko? Basta absent ako ng isang linggo. At walang multa yun. I just adjust some things here. Hello, hello, hello sa atin pong mga lighters here at the Mixlr. We have Ate Shawnee, Ate V. We also have Sister Hyacinth, Sister Jessie, and of course DJ May. Kakapasok lang din ni DJ Jem sa atin pong live stream or sa atin pong broadcast. Ayan. Need to do some tweakings here. Hello din po sa atin pong 4 na viewers dito sa atin pong Facebook Live. Okay. Nag-share ako kanina. Eto, may nag-message, sabi niya, ayoko nang manood, kuya. Nakita ko yung mukha mo, sabi niya. Sige, dito ka na lang sa Mixlr makinig. Para hindi mo makita yung itsura ko. Lalo bungis-ngis tayo eh. Alright, how is everyone? Kumusta po ang kalagayan? Hindi lamang po ng weather dyan, kundi ang bawat isa po sa atin. How is your day? How is your evening? How is your morning? Kumusta ang inyong mga ginagawa dyan? Masaya pa ba kayo? Nahihirapan o nagtitiis? Depende kung ano yung ginagawa po ninyo dyan. Yung iba ay nanonood lang ata ng TV. Shout out po sa mga patulog na dyan. Okay. Mga nasa couch lang ata. Yung iba naman ay nasa study, ng tawag nito, study table. Hindi lang siguro study table. Workstations naman nila. From Sister Jem, we have magandang umaga at gabi po sa lahat. Isang pagbati yan. Sister Shawnee asking, hello DJ Brent, solo today? Opo. SML is solo mo lang, sabi nila. We have Sister Laika Ocampo also joining us all the way from Isabela. Shout out sa iyo dyan. Salamat sa pagsama sa amin. Ito, shout out po, Angelica Ganda here. Ayun. Sariling buhat. Sige. From Sister Maisie, hello to all. Hi DJ Brent. Okay pala ang pag-change ng time. Makakapakinig kahit konti. Wow. Akala ko naka-blue rin po yung mga mata nyo doon sa TV. Or kung saan man na-monitor yan. Sir Shawnee daw parang nagmo-multitask. Alright, hoping for the best sa US election na results. Pero MAGA daw talaga. MAGA. Sa mga hindi masyadong nakakaintindi, search nyo na lang po, MAGA, M-A-G-A. Parang isa lang ata naman yung nagsasabi nun eh. Alright, ito about politics. We'll dive into some topic today. Have you been in a situation po, mga kapatid, mga kaibigan, mga lighters, kung saan sobrang nag-adjust ka? Okay, adjust that you were too flexible to adjust until you have gone to the point of breaking. Diba? Have you gone to your breaking point? Have you gone to your breaking point? Kaya this November 6, for the record, kasi nare-record to eh. Napansin ko lang every after kong mag-broadcast, merong magpapakita actually na listahan lahat ng mga naging sessions. Kahit hindi ko session, magpapakita, naka-record pala sa cloud. So, probably one day, pwedeng balikan, ano? But the point is, yeah, have you gone to your breaking point recently? Kaya kung meron ka pang kwento, meron kang idea, meron kang mga thoughts, o may hugat ka sa buhay, share mo lang dito sa atin pong programa. Dito po sa The Lighthouse Radio, broadcasting all the way from Bugalion, Pangasinan, here at Asian Christian University. Ayan. Sabi naman Sister May, working for a bit soon, kaya di ako makapanood. Okay lang po. Maagang matutulog. Sabi ni Sister Jem, sa wakas mabati kita ng belated happy birthday. Poging solo mo lang, DJ Brent. Parang ngayon lang yung adjective na yan, yung pogi basta birthday. Sige, thank you po. Thank you so much. Sana hindi napilitan doon sa pogi yan. And of course, we have mga pagbati mula sa ating mga kanina ito, nang bago pa tayo mag-live dito sa ating Facebook, sa mga belated happy birthday. Of course, kay DJ Yans. Advance happy birthday naman sa ating mga ibang mga kapatid. Bakit parang ngayon lang ako bumabati ng mga birthday? Dahil porket birthday natin, birth month pala. Sabi Sister May, pa-click ang upload DJ Brent para maging available sa listeners ang segments mo. Oh, okay. Unfortunately, I believe lang po, or as I remember, dinilit ko ata yung local recordings ko because it's consuming a lot of, ang tawag nun, yung memory dito sa aming PC. Hindi ko pa naman personal ito. So sabi ni Sister Jem, halata mo bang pilit? Palumanayan mo na lang. O, sige na nga lang po. Alright, we have also a greeting from Brother Tristan. Good evening mga kapatid at Insan Phil. May the Lord bless us always. Nasa US ka din ba? Good evening yung bati mo ah. From Brother Tristan, interesting question and topic. Good morning pala. Ayan, yan na yung kanyang pagbati. Alright, let's dive in sa atin pong topic ngayon dahil meron tayong 8 main points. Medyo mahaba-haba ito. At parang napansin ko, sobrang iksi na lang nung time ko pag maraming mga nag-share. Pero mag-share po kayo, no? I know that you have your breaking points in life. Kaya, i-share nyo yan. Baka sobrang nabibigatan na kayo dyan. At baka dito sa programa natin ay medyo magaanan. At makapakinig tayo ng mga advice from our once young to the young ones who are struggling right now. Supposed to be yung ating topic last week was spiritual struggles. Pero meron yung nakita ko na mga kapatid recently din na they are now in their breaking point. Alam mo yung sobrang bend ka ng bend na hanggang yun, naputol. Nandun ka din ba ngayon? Are you in your breaking point? Alright. So, the concept of reaching one's breaking point, moments when pressures, challenges, or inner conflicts pushes us to the limit. Breaking points reveal our vulnerabilities, but they can also become pivotal moments for transformation and strength, and especially reliance on God. So we're going to talk about 8 points here. The first 4, so di-divide po natin yan. The first 4 will actually talk about what happens or what is happening when you are at your breaking point. And the last 4 will be talking about yung mga dapat gawin, things that we must do, we ought to do when we are at our breaking point also. So these are all P's. Wala pong bias. Hindi porket unang letter ng pangalan kay letter P. But we're going to talk about all the P's during our breaking point. Kaya yung points natin, letter P din. I hope you get it. Alright, number 1, on the first 4 na atin pong pwedeng maramdaman when we are at our breaking point is pressure. And during this pressure, we must understand the weight that we carry. Yung atin pong mga, wait lang, yung electric fan ko. Alright. Going back. So, pressure. Understanding the weight we carry. Marami tayong mga responsibilidad. Marami po tayong mga ginagawa sa buhay na kung saan sobrang pressuring, di ba? We adjust. We tend to really adapt with everything around us. Expectations. Diba? These pressures actually come from responsibilities, from pressures, from expectations, at demand ng buhay, life's demands. And to us, yung mga young ones, na gaya namin, we often feel the weight of societal and self-imposed standards. Okay? Pinipilit natin sa sarili natin to really stick with what the society wants, what the society is showing, what the society is shouting, those standards. And even to us, may mga standard din naman tayo sa buhay. And this lead to burnout. Okay? Napapagod din tayo. You remember si Moses when he was advising all the people of Israel, mga Israelites, nakita ito ng kanyang father-in-law. Right? On Exodus chapter 18. Sabi niya, yung ginagawa mo, mapapagod at mapapagod ka. And the English, pares din yung ginamit na, that will lead to burnout. So, anong naging suggestion or advice ng kanyang father-in-law na si Jethro? He advised him to share the load. Okay? Bahagi mo yan. I-assign mo din or look for people who are honest, who are wise enough to decide for other people. Okay? Any decision that would help them. Diba? And so he did. He delegated. Yun pala yung term. He delegated that weight, those responsibilities. At talagang mas nakatulong sa kanya. Sabi nga nung kanyang father-in-law, if you have or if there are some problems na kung saan mahirap talaga, yun na yung time na dadalhin nila sa'yo. Pero kung medyo light naman yung problem, then they can do it also on themselves or sa kanila na lang. And this would also tell us yung isang verse, actually 2 verses, di ba, sa Galatians chapter 6. Okay, to carry our own burden and also to carry others' burden, depende kung gaano kabigat ito. But one verse that we can also see here on pressure is Psalm 55 verse 22, cast your burden on the Lord and He will sustain you. He will never permit the righteous to be moved. Okay. So yun po yung unang ilagay lang natin sa ating mga comments, ano? So that you could all follow. So pressure is understanding the weight we carry. And a question here now on the first part, mga lighters, is what burdens am I carrying alone that I could bring to God or share with others? I know there are some load that we have, some loads na kung saan parang ayaw nating sabihin sa iba kasi nga either nakakahiya, sobrang personal, okay. Pero sino ba ang magiging friend mo? Who will be your friend? Who will be your true friend? Naalala ko yung kanta, there's not a friend, ano? There's not a friend like a lowly Jesus. Ayun na yung intro ng ating kanta. So what burdens are you carrying alone that you could bring to God or to share with others? Number 2. And medyo mabilisan yung discussion yan because we have 8 points. During the time of our breaking point, we feel pain. Sakit. Hindi sakit na sickness, ano? Pananakit siguro sa yung pain. Okay. Pananakit. Sakit. Pain. Facing hurt and disappointment. Pain can come in many forms. 'Di ba? Loss, pagkawala ng isang bagay, ng isang tao, betrayal, failure, and it often tests our faith and resilience. Sinusubok nito ang atin pong pananampalataya and our resilience, the situation kung saan yung madali tayong to be back on our feet, that's resilience. And to us Gen Zs, millennials, or whatever generation you are from, we face unique challenges with mental health, personal loss, ito makaka-relate yung iba, relational breakdowns. May nakita lang din kasi ako recently that this person is in a breakdown. And I hope you're okay, kapatid. Probably you are also in this part na kung saan you're facing pain, not only facing, you are feeling the pain. Because you are facing hurt, disappointment to others, disappointment sa sarili, mas lalo siguro sa sarili, ano. And also, Job is one of our examples. Sino hindi makakakilala kay Job? Siguro lahat ng mga bata ngayon ay sa church, I should say. No, Job's experience and story. Job experienced extreme pain and loss. Questioning his suffering but eventually deepening his trust in God. 'Di ba? Nawala halos lahat sa kanya, mga ari-arian, kanyang mga anak, kanyang pamilya. We were discussing yesterday with my coworkers, fellow preachers. Tinanong ako bakit kinuha daw lahat kay Job, pero naiwan yung kanyang misis, yung kanyang asawa. Tapos may isang nag-comment doon na kasama ata ni Satan yung asawa ni Job. 'Di ba? He even made the remark na curse God and die. Okay? So just something to think about, ano. But I don't mean anything on that. Naalala ko lang yung kahapon. Very timely lang siguro na parang na-connect ko ngayon, ano. But Job experienced extreme pain and loss. 'Di ba nung nalaman niya lahat-lahat ito, he even naghubad siya. And what did he do? He even prayed, he even looked to God. Okay, kinausap niya po ang Diyos. But he was still questioning. May mga dumating siyang mga kaibigan na imbes na i-alleviate yung kanyang suffering, yung kanyang pain, tulungan siya. May mga questions pa na sa sarili niya din ay napapatanong siya. Okay? Totoo nga ba? Pero there are exchange of conversations. But later on in his life, as he continued yung kanyang buhay, okay, he became very faithful na ibalik din sa kanya. Actually, doble pa nga yung kanyang natanggap. And the Lord is near to the brokenhearted. Kaibigan, kapatid, the Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. That's Psalm 34 verse 18. Are you in pain? Baka nasa breaking point ka naman ngayon. We don't intend to make someone cry today, di ba? But if you are in this point right now, you can share to us, what are you doing? Okay, hindi ko na naipakita dito sa ating screen, but what are you doing in this time of your breaking point? Or pwede mo ring i-share, ano bang nangyari? O, diba? Hugot sa buhay, kwento mo, mga thoughts mo, share mo lang yan dito. Alright, the third point is, during our breaking point, we have persecution. Okay? Persecution. So, pressure, pain, and persecution. Siguro, maraming makakarelate dito sa persecution. Bakit? Enduring criticism or rejection for faith. Have you been to the point wherein, nang dahil sa religion mo, being a member of the church, ikaw ay sineparate? Hindi ka nag-self-isolate, pero wag na nating isali yan si Brother Philip. Wag na nating isali yan si kaibigan na ganito. Okay. Marami namang bawal dyan sa kanila. And we have a lot of criticisms recently. Alam ko, yan din yung nararamdaman ng iba. Or siguro sa workplace mo. Apuntahan natin si ganito, may chismis tayo. Pero yun pala, okay, later on may magsasabi, hindi. But you are probably up to the point na nag-a-adapt ka. Ikaw ay talagang gusto mong makibagay sa iba, no? It's human nature, I believe. I have not really read this, but on my opinion, okay, this is human nature na we want to fit in, we want to be accepted, we want to really feel welcome, na gustong-gusto nating tanggap tayo ng group. Okay? And that will also go to compromises. Okay. O baka nandyan ka naman na point din ngayon ng buhay mo. Baka kabaliktaran, you are not enduring the criticism or the persecution. Pero baka nasa point ka naman ng compromise. Konti lang naman. Saglit lang naman ito. Siguro hindi naman magagalit yung preacher namin. Minsan kasi yun yung iniisip din natin eh. Si preacher yung gustong i-please. Pero sana ang atin pong tignan or atin pong isipin ay ang mas nakakakita sa lihim ang atin pong Diyos na nasa langit, di ba? Sabi ni Sister Shani dito, we want to belong. Yes. And this is my thought also. Medyo segue lang ng konti. Marami pong mga members ngayon ng mga denominational groups because they feel really welcome. Okay? And even, of course, kahit sa Church of Christ, yun nga lang sobrang challenging nito kasi it's something to really think about. May iba na hindi kasi nila feel yung, hindi sa singing eh. Hindi sa preaching. I believe we are really good in singing. Ang ganda, para sa akin mas magandang pakinggan. Yung singing, even the preaching, we are really for the truth. Siguro yung ambience lang na kung saan, yung hindi masyadong pinapansin yung mga bago, yung mga bisita. Okay? So, yeah, may factor din yon. Kaya yung iba hindi na po bumabalik. Hindi dahil sa culture sa loob ng church when it comes to worship, but the welcoming ambience. I don't know if that's the right term. Pero yun nga, something to really think about. Okay? But going back to persecution, okay? When we are at our breaking point, or on the other way around, we are persecuted and we feel that we are on our breaking point. We are enduring criticism, we are rejected because of our faith. Pero tandaan nyo, si Daniel, di ba? Daniel was in a foreign land, but he remained steadfast in his faith. Yung diet niya, yung pagsamba niya, okay? Lahat yun naapektuhan eh. Pero he did not compromise his faith. He did not compromise what he knows is best. Hindi lang best actually para sa kanila, but what is the will of God. Actually, even to the face of death or facing death in the lion's den. And we all know that. This is a very common story. Showing resilience under persecution. Tingnan nyo si Daniel. Ganun yung kanyang ginawa. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed, mapalad daw po ang mga pinapersecute. I believe there is one more. Wala siya sa outline ko. But in James chapter 1, verse 22, as I know. Ay, hindi. Yeah, but be doers of the word naman ito. But there is one here about yung ating pag-endure. Okay? It produces something else. Okay? Let me just remember the verse. But blessed are those who are persecuted. Matthew chapter 5, verse 10. And that's even from Christ. Standing firm in faith can bring opposition. That's very true. Many millennials and Gen Zs face criticism for their beliefs, especially in a digital world that can be hostile to differing viewpoints. Social media ngayon, sobrang toxic most times. Minsan dito pa nga napapaisip yung ibang mga young people, young adults, if they are really in the true faith. Kasi syempre nailatag na lahat doon yung viewpoints ng iba't ibang religion, iba't ibang philosophy. Okay. That's why there is really a need for us to stick with God's word. Continue studying. Okay. May nabasa nga ako isang post din na if it bothers you, okay, if it bothers you, you go and study about it. As a Christian, hindi lang as a preacher yun eh. As a Christian, kung may isang issue, may isang verse na talagang sobrang nababagabag tayo. Ano ba talagang sinasabi nitong verse na ito? Go and look for the answer of that. Diba? Go and look for it. Don't only ask the preacher, go and search for yourself. Just be careful. Yung fish and bones na approach. Diba, pag kumakain ka ng isda, dapat yung laman lang o yung meat niya lang yung kinakain. Syempre, tinatapon, you spit out the bones. That is what we were taught here. Kahit sa anong Bible school naman ata, and even in the church. Diba? So, we can be hostile to differing viewpoints. We can be in danger. Okay? Digital world, ang dami nang lumalabas ngayon. Fake news, fake doctrine. Ginagamit na ngayon ang platforms, mga social platforms to preach also yung mga mali. But the point is, persecution during our breaking point. Am I willing to stand firm in my faith, even when it cost me acceptance or approval? Or reward lang natin yung question, am I willing to stand firm in my faith, even if others disapprove, deny, or itchapwera nila ako? Yan, haluan ng Tagalog. Yeah, but that's part of being a Christian. Okay, the next one, copy-paste lang natin to, no? Bago pala yun, yung pang-apat, meron tayong takeaway dito from Sis Jessie. Yung kanyang experience naman sa kanyang breaking point in life. Ay, yung iba dyan, please do share, itong mga nakikita kong pangalan na kanina pa nag-pop up. We have Sister Laika Ocampo. We have Brother Tristan Tersol. Share naman, Share mo lang. From this Jessie, sabi niya, I've experienced many breaking points in my life po. I had one recently with mga crying emoji. A breaking point is the peak of pressure that most of us cannot handle. There are so many things going on that I could no longer deal with them. One drop after another makes me explode. A single event can trigger a chain reaction and cause to spiral out of control. Sometimes we are afraid of uncertainty. Fighting what we don't know or can't control is inherently human. Our brain loves being in charge. That's why we feel anxious when facing breaking points. We want to be in control of every situation. Taas kamay sa mga makaka-relate dyan. Sa tingin ko po, it's not the load that breaks us down. It's the way how we carry it. We need to pause, reflect, and evaluate ourselves. Prayer, meditation, and other mindful practices can transform our mind into our greatest ally. Let us earnestly seek God in any possible situations. And he quoted, basa tayo ng verse dito, Matthew chapter 11 verse 28 to 30. Alam ko very very common itong verse na ito, but we'll read it word for word. Matthew 11:28 to 30. And it says here, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart. And you will find rest for your souls, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light." May isa pang verse na na-quote dito, and you could see it on screen. Dito sa 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 7. "In my distress I called upon the Lord, to my God I called. For this temple he heard my voice, and my cry came to his ears." Wow. Thank you so much, Sis Jessie, for sharing to us. Though hindi specific yung kanyang breaking point, some realizations ni Sis Jessie regarding her breaking point, anong naidudulot nito sa atin, anong nangyayari. yung pinaka nakikita ko dito is we try to be in control of the situation. Okay. May nabasa din ako kanina that you could not hear God's voice. Let me just check on that. Kasi connected ito dito on what Sis Jessie has stated. Okay. It's hard to hear God's voice when you've already decided what you want Him to say. Ulitin ko, no? It's hard to hear God's voice when you've already decided what you want Him to say. Si Shani says, yes, the keyword is control. Once we cannot grasp things, we start to break. Na ang lagi yung nakikita dito na illustration is yung mga anong tawag nito? Parang rod. Yung fishing rod. 'Di ba medyo mahirap yun mabali or any stick that when you bend it talagang susunod siya until abot din talaga siya sa breaking point niya, no? At tayo din naman, we might be the same stick. We can bend and bend and bend until marinig na natin yung crack. Pero sige pa. Brother Tristan, Sister Angelica, what can you say? We also have Brother June saying, good morning, Brent. Brother Brent, and to our ka-share mo lang shared. Thank you so much for being with us. Let me just recognize some others here. Auntie Belinda is here also. Si Blessa, kasama rin natin. Si Sister Joanna Jacinto is also with us. I think may klase din sila. Alright, let's dive into the next part. Na, akala ko na-copy-paste ko na to. Alright, the fourth one is what we usually do during our breaking point. Hindi lang ito what we do, but this can also be the trigger of that breaking point. Number 4 is panic. Mga nagpanic. Confronting fear and anxiety. Moments of panic can overwhelm our sense of peace. Oo nga. It ruins our moment actually. Yung pagpapanik. And most of the time, when we panic, aligaga ka, you don't know what you are going to do. Okay. Modern day pressures, uncertainty, and crises like job loss or health scares can easily lead millennials and Gen Zs, anyone, to anxiety and worry. Anxiety, pag ano mean sa Filipino? Nababagabag. Tama ba? Worry, pag-aalala. Okay, those words. Nababagabag tayo, nag-aalala tayo. You remember the story of Peter? When, in Matthew chapter 14, nung nakapaglakad na po siya sa dagat, okay, or on water, he was walking on water. Let me just check that. There is a good point here that happened na kung saan makakarelate din tayo. So again, Matthew chapter 14, verse 28 to 31. Basa tayo. Okay. Sabi ni Apostol Pedro, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. Ano sabi ni Kristo? Come. So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came to Jesus. On verse 30, ito yung point about panicking. But when he saw the strong wind, as I was reading this a while ago, paano niya nakita yung hangin? Pero ito yung triggering point niya eh. When he saw the wind, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, Lord, save me. Jesus immediately reached out his hand and took hold of him, saying, O you of little faith, why did you doubt? Oh, di ba? Baka nandun din tayo sa point na yon na sobrang smooth na nung sailing, sobrang smooth na, nakakapaglakad na ako sa tubig. This is the will of God. I am already on the right path. and then something from behind, from afar, or from our sides, medyo nagtulak lang ng konti sa atin, probably the same wind, pero ang ginamit sa ibang version is strong wind ang naramdaman natin, we doubted. Okay? This is impossible. But now, I'm walking on water. Diba? Or, the thing that I'm experiencing right now, it's too good to be true. Or distracted siguro. Meron yung mga magsasabi sa gilid na, hindi. Pan lang yan, pansamantala. When we're distracted, we panic, we are overwhelmed, we have anxiety, nag-aalala tayo, we worry. Ano kayong mangyayari sa akin bukas? Ano kayong mangyayari sa akin sa susunod na buwan? Kung ito yung iti-take kong decision, meron pa kayang trabaho para sa akin? Meron pa kaya kaming makakain? Can I still provide for my mother? Can I still provide for my siblings? Can I still go on with the lifestyle I have right now? Okay. So this can be our breaking point also. When we are panicking, when we confront fear and anxiety. Are you in that point right now? Are you in the breaking point? Sabi nga ni Apostol Pablo, mismong sinulat pa niya kung nasan siya, sa lugar siya kung saan hindi mo ina-expect, From the joyful book of Philippians, letter to the Philippians, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. That's from the 4th chapter of the 6th verse. Okay. Do not be anxious about anything. Yes, we worry. Pero mas nangingibabaw ba yung pag-aalala kaysa sa iyong pananampalataya? Yan yung tanong dun eh. Yes, you worry, but how worried are you? Question: when fear and anxiety rise, do I turn to God first? Or am I trying to manage everything on my own? Ito yung na-point out kanina ni Sis Jessie and sinugundahan ni Sister Shawnee, when we fear, or when fear and anxiety arise, do we try to control everything around us? Do we manage it on our own? Yun. Itong sa kanta natin, Jesus, you are my King. Now we turn to God first, di ba? Alright, we have here Sister Jem saying, parehas lang ba yung you cannot God's voice at yung feeling na di mo ma-feel si God during sa prayer mo? Out of topic lang po. It depends on how God would answer you. Of course, hindi naman na directly sa atin ngayon, not on dreams, hindi rin sa mga visions, mga pangitain at iba pa. I believe He would use someone. Hindi rin naman yun yung kunin mo yung Bible mo, tapos pagbuklat mo, andun ka agad yung sagot. Hindi naman po ganun. I believe God will use someone, or He will use a situation na kung saan situation ng iba, pero makaka-relate ka. And yeah. Yung pinoint out dito ni Sister Jem, cannot hear God's voice. Okay? Let me just go back, kasi naputol itong kay Brother Tristan. Okay. Ito, medyo mahaba-haba ito, Question. May question. Sagutin mo ito, yung tanong mo, So, we're done with the first 4. Pero atin pong i-point out muna yung mga comments or mga na-share ng ating mga lighters po dito. Says here, question. In certain situations, tayo bilang mga anak ay napaalalahanan to love and honor our parents and support them. Pero meron yung times na napapagod ka na kasi kahit anong gawin mo, hindi siya nagbabago at paulit-ulit yung kanyang ginagawa. At dumating na point na napagod ka na, umintindi, at nahirapan ka na because of the pain. and it causes you to break down at nagagalit ka na kasi ikaw ang nahihirapan but gusto mo siyang magbago. Tapos may exclamation point pa dito si Brother Tristan. Let me just show that on screen. Okay. Sabi pa niya dito, in this case, most of the people ay sabi nila, pagganahin yung tough love. Sabi naman tough love, ano? Tough love ba yun? Tinanong din niya sa akin. Kung saan titiisin mo siya hanggang ma-realize niya yung pagkakamali niya. Anong magiging advice mo dito, Brother Phil? Okay lang ba na for the meantime, isang tabi muna at hayaan sila? Hindi ba yung pag-disregard sa relationship at responsibility to support them? Magandang tanong. What are you going to do? Ito yung situation ni Brother Tristan. Okay? Yung you're speaking for yourself as I know. So, itong tough love, baka may masabi din sila ang ating ibang mga lighters dito, ano? Mga mothers also, mga tita natin, or others who have the same experience here. So, sabi niya yung anak daw ang nagsasabi sa kanyang nanay, sa kanyang magulang. Pinapaalalahanan siya, pero mas matigas pa yung ulo nung nanay kaysa nung anak. Baliktad, ano? Yung anak na yung nag-a-advise sa kanyang nanay ng dapat gawin. And sabi niya rin dito, okay, pagganahin daw yung tough love na titiisin daw hanggang ma-realize niya yung pagkakamali niya. Anong magiging, yun nga, tiisin yung pagkakamali. Okay lang ba na for the meantime, isang tabi muna at hayaan sila? What can you say to the others? Can you share? I think, paano ba sasabihin ito? By experience, I could not, on some points, okay, I cannot decide for you, of course, kasi advice lang din naman, so hindi ito magiging decision. But, for me, just continue, okay, reminding that loved one, especially at magulang mo. Alam ko, you are at your breaking point, pagod na ka na kahit anong ulit mong sinasabi, okay, parang walang nangyayari. I feel you, Brother Tristan, ano? I don't fully understand because I'm not in that situation, but I get the feeling na nakukuha ko yung situation, I should say. Not the full feeling of it. So, should we disregard the relationship and responsibilities to support them? Support din saan? Yun yung tanong. Anong support? Support ba financially? Just because sobrang tigas na nung ulo nila, ay hindi mo na sila susuportahan financially? Siguro in a moral way of supporting, baka ayaw mo. Kasi nga, ayaw mo yung ginagawa nila. But how deep is your love? How deep is your love? How tough is your love, kapatid? Okay. That's your mother. Wala namang nakalagay din sa Bible directly, ano yun? To support your parents. Kasi it's actually the other way around na laging naisip natin na yung mga magulang ang talagang magsusupport sa kanilang mga anak. Children, obey your parents naman kasi yung dapat gawin. 'Di ba? So, dito ang tanong ni Sis Ja, anong ways mo ng tough love? Yun din yung isaisip mo daw, Brother Tristan. Ano ba yung ways mo ng tough love? Okay. Nagpapatuloy pa rin ba yung pagiging tough ni mother? Mas matapang ba siya kaysa sa'yo? And you need to analyze. Yun din, in counseling, I've learned this a bit. You need to also analyze kung paano din siya mag-react. How does she react doon sa mga sinasabi mo, sa mga pagpapaalala mo? Okay. For me, there will be times that you would stop, not really stop na hindi na, but you need to go to the point that you need to pause. Okay? Pagsabihan mo ngayon, and then later on, ulit na naman, We don't need also to rub on them, on their wound na sabihin, yan kasi yung sinasabi ko sa'yo. Minsan yun pa yung nagiging trigger kung saan mas gagawin pa nila o kundi hindi nila nafe-feel kasi yung love eh. Okay? Pag sabihin mo pang, yan yung sinasabi ko sa'yo, ang tagal-tagal na, yan tuloy yung nangyari. Ganon din ba yung ginagawa mo, Brother Tristan? So I think, yung sinabi mo kanina, hindi talaga isang tabi. Ay, yung ginamit mo naman na term dito, isang tabi muna eh. Pero, for me, okay lang. Okay? If that is how you love your mother, tapos maya-maya kumustahin mo siya. May mga ganun din namang mga tao, na kumustahin mo, pero later on, sila lang din magsasabi na, ay anak, kapatid, kaibigan, tama pala din yung sinabi mo. Thank you for being concerned sa akin. I don't want to use the verse yung bring them to Satan kasi parang ang weird or hindi siya akma doon sa on a family relationship just be really patient with your loved one, Brother Tristan. Okay? And I hope and pray you endure that, kapatid. Alam ko isa yan sa breaking points mo. Just be confrontational. Isa din yun, You just need to tell them what you feel. Hindi din naman palagi, pero there will be times na kung saan sabihin mo din, I've been doing this, I am tired. Okay. This is all out of love. Yun din yung dapat ipunto eh. I am doing this out of love. Okay. Para hindi nila ma-misinterpret nung kausap mo na you are becoming bossy, you are trying to manage their lives, you are trying to control them. Okay. Just tell them that it is really out of love. Okay. Kasi kung hindi natin ipupunto din yon, imbes na mas mapalapit tayo sa kanila, we will be putting up walls rather than building bridges towards them. Okay, so that's my point. Oras natin 11:21. We still have 4 more. But the next 4, as I have told you, will be reminders during our breaking point. O siguro dito, mas maliliwanagan tayo, Brother Tristan, sa mga lighters natin dito. 8 na lighters at 9 na viewers po sa share mo lang na page. We have the very first one, ang 5th point po natin, na letter P din. I'm gonna show it on our comment section. Next, P is persistence. During our breaking points, we must be persistent, testing the limits of endurance. You remember Apostle Paul? He faced numerous hardships. Ang dami-dami doon sa 2 Corinthians chapter 11. Nalista po doon. Sobrang daming persecution, sobrang daming mga pagsubok ang kanya pong naranasan. But you know what? He continued his ministry with unwavering commitment and faith. Nakaranas siya ng paglalatigo, mga shipwreck, pagbabato. Okay. And then there is even one, lagi kong naalala yung kwento ng isang instructor dito, and I take the same sentiment. Yung binato na siya sa isang city. I forgot the name of the city. I believe it's in Lystra. I need to double check on that. But it says there na binato na siya doon sa loob ng city. And after a while, he was preaching and then binato siya. So umalis siya doon sa city. And then bumalik siya. Okay, bumalik siya. Tapos nangaral ulit. Sino po ang sinabi nga nung instructor na yon sa akin sa class namin sino bang ganyan mag-isip? Mga baliw lang naman yung ganyan na matapos kang itulak palayo o palabas, babalik ka, no? Persistence. It was, hindi niya yun inisip as breaking point niya eh. Okay? And our journey in faith requires endurance. Our breaking points often come when persistence is tested. That's true. To our generations right now, to Christians striving for goals and dreams, need encouragement to press on despite setbacks. We need striving. Pagpapatuloy. Persistence nga. Endurance. Yun, mga synonyms mga yan eh. Goals, to our goals and dreams. But of course, we need encouragement to press on despite setbacks. Galatians chapter 6 verse 9, let us not grow weary on doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. Let's still do what's good despite of being broken. Diba? Breaking point, nababali ka pa lang nun eh. Pero pag nabali ka na, ang tawag na sa'yo, broken na. Pag naisip kasi, nabanggit kasi yung word na broken ngayon, broken-hearted na kaagad. Pwede rin, but it's not always on a partner, but there will be disappointments, discouragements on a fellow, in a situation, in a group. Pero sabi ng Apostol Pablo, let us not grow weary on doing good. Why? Because in due season, someday, sometime, we will reap if we do not give up. Reflection question, what motivates me? What motivates you, kaibigan, kabsat, lighter, to keep going? What motivates you to keep going? And how can I rely on God's strength rather than my own? That's persistence. Next po. Our sixth pala. Our sixth point, the next letter P is purpose. During our breaking point, let us remember our purpose. Questioning meaning and direction. When purpose seems unclear, we reach a breaking point of confusion and doubt. Naguguluhan tayo. May isa pang term eh, nagugulumihanan at tayo po ay nagdududa. Because our breaking point will also blur out our purpose. Our generation today, mga Kristiyano, we often struggle with identity and direction, questioning the significance of our lives. Mahalaga pa ba ako? Bakit ganito yung nangyayari sa buhay ko? I have done this. I have done that. I have put effort to this. I have invested all my strength, my time, my finances on this. And yet, walang balik sa akin. Wala namang nangyayaring mabuti sa akin. Wala namang nakaka-appreciate sa akin. But during our breaking points, hindi ka pa nababali nun, nababali pa lang. Let us remember God's purpose for us, God's promises for us. Remember Esther? Esther was in a position, she found herself in a position to save herself. Actually, nasa crucial moment siya eh. Muntikan na nga siyang ipapatay. But knowing her purpose, nalaman niya eh, na-realize niya, I'm here. Okay? To be an instrument to save other people. To save my fellow men. O baka we can also have the same sentiment as Esther, on that realization. Why am I still here? Bakit ako nabubuhay pa hanggang ngayon? Bakit andito pa rin ako sa mundong ito na maraming times ang nararamdaman ko, failure ako, may mga pagkakamali akong nagawa, hindi ako nakikita ng mga kapatiran bilang na mahalaga sa buhay nila ngayon, sa church. We have those confusions, we have those doubts, we have those reactions, most probably. We have those thoughts. But look at this. You may still be there. Hindi pala you may. Andyan ka. Because you still have a purpose. You still have that. You are still in God's plan. You are still part of someone else's plan, or you are part of someone else's plan through God, or through you pala. Medyo naguluhan tayo. Through you, okay, God can fulfill the plans of others. Okay. Or He can use your life, He can use your plans also to bless others. Diba? We are all connected to each other. This program, I knew most people just looking at their names, looking at their profile pictures. But I believe this is one of God's way to bring us closer. Diba? This, being here in this institution, okay, mentoring yung mga students, probably in your congregation where you are, tuturo ka ng mga bata, you are advising young people. Everything is on God's plan, God's timing. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Diba? A question here, kaibigan. Am I willing to trust God's timing in revealing my purpose, even if it feels uncertain now? Am I willing? Willing ka ba na magtiwala daw sa timing ng Diyos to reveal your purpose? Ngayon, you are still uncertain. Hindi ka sure. We are all actually not sure if our plans for tomorrow, for the following day, will really be fulfilled, will be done. Because there will be times na kung saan hindi rin ito kagustuhan ng Diyos. Mamaya nga, hindi pa sure kung anong ulam natin eh. Bukas pa kaya kung anong mangyayari sa atin. But what does it point out, even if we are uncertain? We are certain though that we have a God, a true living God, who is going to direct our paths and who knows our plans, but He has plans that are better than ours. Diba? Kaya don't control. Yun yung isang term natin kanina. Do not manage on your own. When you're at your breaking point, remember that. Remember your purpose. Next, number 7. Our third point during ito pong breaking point po natin is provision. Okay. The word provide. Paglalaan, pagbibigay. Relying on God's supply in times of need. Oh, kaway-kaway dito sa makaka-relate. Kaway sa paa, sa kahit anuhan siguro, kahit sa katawan. Financial struggles and scarcity can bring anyone to their breaking point. Especially to sa atin pong generation po ngayon, di ba? Financial struggles and scarcity. And to us Christians right now, we feel the weight of financial burdens. Lalo na yung mga young adults na nagpo-provide na sa kanilang family, giving back yung term nila. Pero actually, yung iba ay talagang nagbibigay na. Okay. Nagpo-provide. We feel the weight of financial burdens, career instability, and economic pressures. Okay. But remember, during the times of this, mga demands, mga expectations sa family, sa work natin, saan pa ba? Sa school, may mga nag-aaral dito, sa schooling. Okay. Remember the time wherein Elijah, meron pong drought, meron pong tagtuyot or famine sa time nila or doon sa lugar nila. There was also desperation. Okay, unahan sa pagkain, sa mga needs. Siguro kahit sa pera noon. But also during that time, we can remember that God had provided ravens for Elijah. He even provided a widow. Isang widow na kung saan very hopeless na rin. Nung nag-request siya na pwede mo ba akong ipagluto ng pagkain, ng tinapay. Sabi nung widow, nagpupulot ako dito ng mga kahoy. Pagluluto ko yung sarili namin, yung anak ko, and this will be our last meal. Okay. But look at that, through that widow na wala din, nakapag-provide ang Diyos. And God did not leave Elijah. Parang win-win situation ngayon eh. The widow was able to help Elijah. Elijah was able to help the widow. But overall, it's actually God. He just used Elijah. He just used the widow. He used the ravens. Diba? That's why in this point also, we need each other. We cannot really manage everything on our own. We need God. We need other people. Diba? We need other people for our welfare. Welfare talaga yung ginamit. Even in our well-being. Any aspect of our well-being. Especially on our spiritual well-being, kahit ako, I really need a lot of spiritual mentors. Kahit siguro yung iba, stability. Kasi yung financial, yung economic pressures, at times nagiging temporary lang din naman silang mga problems eh. Nagiging permanent most times kasi parang doon na lang nakafocus yung ating mga kaisipan on these problems. Okay. In Philippians chapter 4 verse 19, and my God will supply every need of yours according to His riches in glory in Christ Jesus. Philippians chapter 4 verse 19. A reflection question here, brothers and sisters, is how can I trust that God will meet my needs even when resources seem limited? I'll repeat that. How can I trust God? Paano ko pagkakatiwala ng Diyos? Paano ko mananampalataya sa Diyos na ibibigay niya yung pangangailangan ko? Parang nakikita ko sobrang limited ng mga resources. May napanood akong video. You will never have it. You will never have something if you will never ask for it. Also learn how to ask. Do not assume also. This goes to all aspect, I believe. Not only for asking your needs, but what you also want. Hindi naman yan maipoprovide o maibibigay kung hindi ka rin magtatanong. Do not assume that this person, this thing, knows it already. Well, that's different from God. Diba? But if you want someone else to help you, okay, huwag nang magparinig. Pero yung pagpaparinig, medyo form na rin yun ng nung pag-ask eh. But just ask. Okay? Ask someone. Maybe, God will use that person. Okay? God will use that person to be His instrument na maipaabot din yung kailangan mo. So that's number 7. During our breaking point, we have a provision. Balikan lang natin yung first 3. During our breaking points, we must have persistence, we must have our purpose, and we must have our provision. Number 8. Last na po ito. Number 8 is promise. Pangako. Let us remember, let us be reminded on the promise. Holding on to God's faithfulness. Breaking points test our confidence in God's promises. Totoo ito. Sabi mo, Lord, you will be with me even to the end of the age. Sabi mo yun eh. Pero bakit ngayon? Ganito ang nangyayari. That's the trigger of the breaking point. It blurs out the promise of God. Nawawalan na tayo ng confidence. Akala ko ba maganda yung buhay ko once na naging Kristiyano ako? Akala ko pag naging preacher ako kasi sabi niya sundalo ako ng Diyos, hindi niya ako papabayaan. Pero bakit ganito? Probably you can hear you can think of someone today, or probably you can reflect back on those words. Depende kung sino po ang makaka-relate doon. To us Christians, we often face doubts about God's faithfulness. We face doubts in our own lives. Bakit? Kasi may mga delays. Hindi lang mga delays, kundi mga disappointments. Mga hindi ka nais-nais na mga bagay na kung saan talagang nasusubok yung ating pag-hold on sa mga pangako ng Diyos. Pero tignan nyo si Abraham. We discussed this one time. I think it was the midweek class last Thursday dito po. It was about Abraham. He was actually already in a city na kung saan andun na lahat. And was Abraham also very rich? Yes. Pero anong sinabi sa kanya ng Diyos? Pumunta ka dito sa lugar na ito. I will make your posterity numerous. Yung mga anak mo, mga descendants mo. Okay. Pero wala silang anak eh. At hindi sila magkakaanak. 'Di ba? Because of what? Of the situation ni Sarah. Kaya nga tumawa si Sarah nung sinabing magkakaanak ka. It's funny to also imagine that. But you look at this. It was God's promise. It was God's promise the whole time. And it took them years. 'Di ba? Nagbiyahe sila, pumunta sa Canaan, pumunta sa Egypt, and then back. And then sasabihin sila ng ganito na magkakaanak. Actually, this can also be read in Romans chapter 4, 18 to 21. Let me just read here. Romans chapter 4, 18 to 21. It says here, in hope he believed against hope, that he should become the father of many nations. As he had been told, so shall your offspring be. He did not weaken in faith when he considered his own body, which was as good as dead, since he was about 100 years old. Or when he considered the barrenness of Sarah's womb, no unbelief made him waver concerning the promise of God. But he grew strong in his faith as he gave glory to God, fully convinced that God was able to do what he had promised. Dun sa verse 20, no unbelief made him waver concerning the promise of God. Sa verse 21, fully convinced that God was able to do what he had promised. Sabi nga din ni Apostle Pablo, one of the songs that we are singing is, for I know whom I have believed, and I'm persuaded that he is able to keep that which I've committed. Two Bible characters that we have mentioned. They have clung they have hold on to God's promise. O ikaw din ba ngayon, kaibigan? Are you willing to trust God's promises? Hold true? Even when you can't see the outcome? Ulitin ko yung tanong. Are you willing to trust that God's promises hold true when you cannot see the outcome? In Hebrews chapter 10 verse 23, let us hold fast to the confession of our hope without wavering. For he who promised is faithful. Our conclusion po natin, wala namang nag-share dyan. Baka may gusto pa pong mag-share. 11:44 pa naman, pero if we can finish this, maaga din pong mag-end yung program po natin sa share mo lang. Bago tayo mag-conclude, siguro may mga sisingit pa dyan. Pero ito pala, si Shawnee says, number 7 can also be relying on God's provision. Tama. Relying on God's provision. Promise. Ika nga. So, insert ko lang po ngayong atin pong segment. Of course, ACU is broadcasting from 10 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m. So, 10 a.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. But the next few hours will be just songs. So, if you want to hear some a cappella music, we will just have ang tawag nito? We will play songs. Sabi si Shawnee, missing ang 7 mo po kasi. Missing po ba? 5, 6, 7. Baka na-skip nyo po si Shawnee. But yeah. And insert lang din po natin our upcoming youth camp this coming ito, pakita natin sa ating screen. December 22 to 25, Free Yet Enslaved ang atin pong topic. Registration fee is 350 to 400 at 350 dito po sa outside Pangasinan and 400 pesos naman po outside Pangasinan. Meron na rin po tayong t-shirt para na sa mga maghahanap ng ating souvenir. Pwede bang mag-order yung mga once yang? Pwede po. Pero doble yung presyo. pang sponsor sa ibang mga walang pang t-shirt. Nawala yung iba. I was expecting someone to also share their breaking point pero hindi niya na-share dito. So Shawnee says kakanta ka pa po, di ba? I will see po kasi patapos na rin yung ating programa. Alright, to conclude this, balikan lang po natin the things that we have learned and then we'll go to our pinaka-conclusion. May conclusion na una, may pinaka-conclusion pa. Hindi sana dapat yon, pero just to review our discussion today, during our breaking points, we feel pressure, we feel pain, we feel persecution, we panic. But during also our breaking points, we must have persistence, we must remember our purpose, remember God's provision, and remember God's promises. Conclusion po natin, embracing breakthrough at the breaking point. Ganda nung nakalagay dito, no? Embracing breakthrough at our breaking point. Breaking points are not meant to destroy us, but to push us towards deeper trust and dependence on God. When we reach the end of our lives, when we reach the end of ourselves pala, God steps in with His strength, guidance, and provision. Okay. God will really help us during these tough times. A closing reflection, am I willing to allow God to turn my breaking point into a breakthrough? Am I willing to allow God to turn my breaking point into a breakthrough, trusting His plan even when I feel broken? Are you willing? Okay. Each of these points na nabanggit po natin, they all point out that God can transform us if we rely on Him. Diba? Laging yung dulo doon. Dapat may reliance sa Kanya, hindi reliance sa sarili. Take this breaking point as an opportunity for growth, resilience, and deeper faith. Sabi ni Brother Tristan dito, thank you sa inyong lahat at sa mga advices, marami po akong natutunan. You're welcome. Sa susunod ulit na linggo, may mga umiyak ba? Umiyak ka ba, Brother Tristan? Sis Jessie, may crying emoji. Pero sana hindi umiyak sa workplace, ano? Shout out sa mga iba dyan, mga silent po nating listeners. Pwede mag-leave po kayo ng comments naman. O kahit ng heart. Alam ko may iba dyan na nanonood, hindi nag-leave ng comment, hindi rin nag-leave ng reaction. Okay. Matutukoy ko din later on. Si Shawnee is asking, how are you now, Sis Jessie? Alright, hoping everyone is fine and doing really well. At sa mga magba-birthday, muli, advance happy birthday sa inyo. May listahan tayo actually. So be with us until the 7th of the evening. Thank you to all our lighters. 11 na sila ngayon. Of course, we have Sis Shawnee, Sis Abby, Sis Jessie, DJ May, Sis V, kapatid na Hyacinth, and we have DJ Jem a while ago. Ako po'y magbabalik by 7 p.m. to close our program. At turn over tayo sa susunod na DJ. Si DJ Chino naman mamaya. Ang kanaman na station sa Bicol. And if you do have your prayer request, you can comment also sa atin pong Mixlr. Sa mga nasa Facebook naman po, you can check on our live stream. Meron pong link doon. When you click that, you will be redirected sa atin pong live na broadcast dito naman sa ating Mixlr. Okay. Si Sis Jessie felt better po. Cried kanina sa comfort room. They are wondering why po. I hope you feel better, Sis Jessie. Tough times. Tough times on this. Pero kailangan din natin ng tough faith. Okay. It's okay to cry. Brother Tristan, it's okay to cry. It's a sign that we too have, ano ba to? We are fragile most times. And enough na. Thank you so much po sa atin pong mga tagapakinig. Ako rin po ay babalik na sa kabila. At later this evening, ay magkakaroon kami ng konting salo-salo. Actually, a post celebration. Sendan na lang namin kayo ng picture. Mag-post na lang ako. Thank you so much once again, brothers, sisters, lighters, mga kaibigan. You have a great day. You have a good night. And this is DJ Brent, all the way from ACU, from the Lighthouse family. Again, leaving you with a statement. Be God's blessing to someone today. Hold on. Rely on God. God loves you.
Your spirit is within me.